Hey, Jay Clark here. We're going to give you some tips today on a project bike we're doing for Dirt Rider here. And this project bike is on a KX 250F 2013. And a lot of what we're doing is going to pertain to all the FI bikes and even back a little ways, so some tips on there. And we're going to be using a lot of different aftermarket products and some tips on stock products as well. And so we try to make sure when we're doing these projects that there's a really good point to the aftermarket product we're using, that it's got a good value, that it's going to last longer, that's going to go faster, whatever it be, that there's a good point to the product. And this KX 250F has about 8 hours on it, so we've got some just some basic break-in time. Things running really good. It's a good bike. So now we're going to add some products to it. Over the next few steps, we'll have some additional videos that are going to give us that, and building into an article on Dirt Rider magazine. Okay. In this first step, we're going to be showing you a few performance mods and maintenance type items as well. So first thing, of course, everybody wants to do on a new bike is a new pipe. The new FMF RCT system, tie mega bomb header, RCT can, just amazing. Got the carbon end cap. They have quiet inserts to put in, which really help in a lot of areas. Don't really lose much power. You actually gain a little bit of bottom, maybe lose a little top with the quiet insert in. Really good pipe, good choice for you all around. Okay, so with the FMF, they give you an insert. The insert has a spark arrestor screen. So if you don't need that, if you're not going to be riding off-road, you're just going to be riding tracks, you can just cut this off. And you can just get some cutters in here, and it'll peel right back, like so. And you could trim up the little pieces there. And now it's a quiet insert. Put it in with a snap ring past it. You just got to tap it in, snug, snap ring, and the bike makes a lot less noise and really good power still. Okay, so on a Kawasaki, everybody's familiar with these couplers, seen the KX 450 commercials with MIG last few years. The green one's our stock one, our stock map. Black is kind of our less than stock, a little bit less power, probably better for harder pack, slippery conditions. And white is big power, highest power output. And of course, most riders on a 250F just want the most power, most places. And since we ride at Kauai on the sand track, we want big power, so we're running white. On any 250F, they all have backfire screens. And that can tend to rob a bit of power. Of course, I guess there is a small danger in removing it that you could catch your bike on fire. So if that's a concern, don't do that. But anyway, you do gain about a half a horsepower in the dyno by just simply removing the backfire screen. On a KX, they make it a bit difficult where you have to actually take the whole subframe off, remove it. On the Kawasaki, you'll need a spacer plate to take the place of the stock backfire screen. KX owners long know that chain slide and chain guide wear is a common occurrence, unfortunately, and that who knows the reason of material or some of the design there, but the TM makes a much stronger material that's really somewhat bulletproof. Works very well with the chain slider going around the swing arm. Piece will last a lot longer than the stock one. The chain guide in the back will last a lot longer than the stock one as well. The chain rollers have bearings in them. The stock ones don't, so you can hear the stock ones rattling around. You can also use a stock Honda roller if you need to, but if you get the TM kit, it comes with all the pieces, so you get the rollers with bearings in them and these pieces. So a pretty nice setup, reasonably priced and very durable, long-lasting pieces. Okay, so everybody wants to stop quickly, and a larger oversized rotor is really the key. They're a little heavier in stock. I think maybe that's one of the reasons they don't come with this large rotor stock. MotoMaster has a good oversized rotor for the KX. It requires a larger mount that you have to put in the brake. This allows it to space out to the larger sizing. Very simple bolt-on kit, and gives you that added braking power up front. Not a critical item to add to your bike right away, price-wise, but a very nice item to get you started if you're wanting to get serious about racing. Okay. Chain and sprockets wear out quickly on the stock setup, mainly because the stock chain isn't so good. A lot of guys run it, gets loose really quickly, so wears out quickly. So upgrading to a Renthal, high quality racing chain with new chain and sprockets will help. On the KX 250 this year, we're running the stock gearing. The bike pulls really well, so it can pull the stock gearing. Another Honda part that bolts right up to the Kawasaki's is the rear nut for the axle. The stock one's a castle nut, this one's a locking nut, and for whatever reason Kawasaki still stays with the nut that requires the cotter pin. I'm sure it's lawyers or whatever. So you can buy the Honda nut off any current CRF back to the last 10 years. You know, it's no big deal. So you just bolt that right on. With a brand new bike, one of the best things you can do is put an hour meter. Especially with these 4-strokes, you kind of lose track of how much time you're putting on things, and how, if the bike is losing some speed, you don't realize it. So getting an hour meter on there will help you really track your oil changes, and when you need to be doing some valve adjustments. Those types of things are really important, and you need to keep an eye on them. So getting an hour meter on there from day one is highly recommended. Works Connection has a great one that just bolts right on. Simple deal. Well, that's it for our first step on our Project KX 250 here. Got a lot of good stuff done. Gives you a good head start on what you think you can choose out of those items to get started with on your KX.